and welcome to a bonus episode of the Supercalifragilistic Awesome Disney Podcast. This is Chris.
And I'm Kelly.
And today's bonus episode is all about one of our most favorite and unique restaurants in all of Walt Disney World. At the Magic Kingdom, what we call the Skipper Canteen.
Yes.
Okay.
Yum.
And there's a reason why you call it that. It's the biggest words on the sign going in. Just to cover the basics, the full name is the Jungle Navigation Company Limited Skipper Canteen.
Right.
And you'll find this in Adventureland. Mm-hmm. And in the grand scheme of things, this restaurant is relatively new, having just opened on December 15th, 2015.
Which surprises me because we've been several times.
Yeah, we've been 2 or 3 times now.
It's a must-do for us now.
And I think that we went maybe the first year that it was open.
Yeah.
So right away, associate this restaurant with the Jungle Cruise in Adventureland, right?
Yes.
It's the Jungle Navigation Company. And if you listen to any of the sounds and the radio frequencies that you hear while you're in the queue for the Jungle Cruise, you'll hear the Jungle Navigation Company a number of times.
Yes.
It's best to get reservations. This is a actually sounds ridiculous to say, but it's a fairly elegant meal you're going to have.
It's great.
It's a sit-down reservation deal, right?
Yeah,
You don't really just want to walk up. They'll try to work with you like anywhere else, but it's best to get a reservation ahead of time.
Yes.
Okay, and so like everything else at the Magic Kingdom, there's a story, right? There's a story behind this. This is supposedly the headquarters and the mess hall for the employees of the Jungle Navigation Company, the folks that run the Jungle Cruise. Okay, so it's being run by the current Jungle Navigation Company president, Miss Alberta Falls, the granddaughter of Dr. Albert Falls. He's the namesake of the famous waterfall experience on the Jungle Cruise. So the you pass by, and they say this is named after famous explorer Albert Falls. And then later you go back underneath that, and you see the backside of water. So his granddaughter actually is the president of the Jungle Navigation Company now, and so she runs the Skipper Canteen.
Yeah, she's doing a great job.
Yep, she is. The wait staff are all considered, and I'm using air quotes here, Jungle Cruise skippers, complete with the fun jokes and the puns that you hear on the ride.
Yes.
And so they're all dressed in the same attire that the skippers over on the ride are wearing. Originally, when the park opened in 1971 to 1994, this location was the Adventureland Veranda. It was basically a walk-up counter service restaurant. Huh. And I imagine that back then, foodies didn't really care.
Disney wasn't a foodie place.
It wasn't a foodie place back then, so I imagine it was chicken strips and cheeseburgers and stuff like that. It closed in 94, sort of sat dormant for a while. They used it for special events, that sort of thing. Then in 2011, this space became Pixie Hollow, which is where you could go and meet Tinkerbell and all of her friends. That sort of shut down in 2014, and then the next year, they hit a home run.
Yes.
We love Tink.
I have nothing against Tink, but this is the way to go with this restaurant.
This location is living its best life right now.
Yes.
So here's the deal. You go in there, and there's 3 main areas, okay? And all of it is just chock-a-block covered with artifacts and ephemera from the Jungle Cruise and its voyages down its many rivers and adventures that they've been on. The first is the main mess hall for the skippers. It's covered with all kinds of things you expect jungle explorers to collect. It's just littering the walls all over the place.
Yes.
The second is a meeting room for the Society of Explorers and Adventurers, SEAC, right? This room is accessed through a secret library door that is now permanently open. And just a really awesome fun fact, there's a butterfly collection in that room that once belonged to Lillian Disney, Walt's wife.
That is cool.
How cool is that?
That's very awesome.
Love that.
That's cool.
Also, when you're walking by those library doors and walls, there's tons and tons of books on the walls. Take a minute if you got to look at the titles and the authors. There's some really Easter eggy type things in there.
Yeah.
The last room this is the first room we ate in, actually, is the Jungle Room. It's also considered the Falls family parlor. This room features stained glass chandeliers in the form of the enchanted tiki room birds. And so those were, we sort of noticed how those were real special looking lamps when we were in there that night.
No, it's awesome. The environment's fantastic. But I'll be honest, what sets this place apart is the food.
No question.
The food is phenomenal. Like you said, this is a pretty high-class place. I mean, this
you don't
isn't a
expect
cheap
it.
meal.
No.
This is not a cheap meal. This is good food. This is a serious sit-down food. And it does separate it from all the other park restaurants. I totally believe that it is the best sit-down at Magic Kingdom.
Oh, yeah.
The food served here is every bit as elegant as anything else you're going to find in the 4 theme parks. And I'm including all the nice restaurants in Epcot on there, except maybe for the Brown Derby or a couple of them in Epcot. But I don't know. I think it absolutely gives Brown Derby a run.
It's up there. I mean,
it's
Brown
a different
Derby's
vibe than Brown Derby.
Very different vibe. The food is as good as anywhere you're going to eat.
Food is as good as any. And it's got interesting food.
Very much.
So it's not your basic stuff. Really blows us away. Food that you can't find in other theme parks. And the food mirrors the rivers of those that have traveled on the ride. So namely, you got food from Asia, Africa, and South America.
On the ride, you're going down the Nile. You're going down the Amazon. You're all these places in those.
Yeah.
That's where the food supposedly comes from.
Yeah. And so we're always on the lookout for vegan and vegetarian foods because, me. And this restaurant comes through with that. This is my favorite vegetarian meal, and I think it might be vegan in all of the parks. I think it's...
Which is saying something these days.
It's saying something. But in any case, here's some of our favorites. So for appetizers, they like to change the appetizers. So I've had a couple of different ones there. This past time I had the jungle green salad. It's a wedge, but it's unlike any other wedge you've ever had. It's got peppers, pistachios, cucumbers, hearts of palm, and an ahi pepper yogurt dressing. Right? Fantastic, right? So normally a wedge salad has bacon on it and blue cheese dressing and tomatoes. Pretty basic. No. This takes wedge to a different level, and it was phenomenal.
And we've experienced ahi in Peru.
Oh, yeah.
In real life. So the idea that they made a dressing out of ahi pepper,
and they nailed it.
That tells you the detail and the authenticity of this.
Yeah, and the last time we went, you had the Orinoco Ida's Chacapas. Did I screw that up?
Orinoco Ida's Cachapas.
I totally screwed it up. Yes.
So Orinoco Ida is the name of one of the boats at the Jungle Cruise.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Isn't that great? So
those are awesome.
Oh my gosh, let me tell you something. This is a house-made corn pancake with beer braised. There's topped with beer braised pork, roasted corn, Fresno pepper salsa, and avocado cream. There's like 3 or 4 of them on the plate. I could have made a meal out of those things.
Yeah.
Bring me 3 or 4 dozen of those.
Yeah, they were awesome. I've also had an appetizer there that was like a hush puppy, but had peppers and stuff in it with a really amazing green sauce on the side. I don't remember what it was called. But they do good stuff. They have amazing appetizers that they rotate. For entrees, I always go with the curried vegetable crew stew. They have several that are vegan and vegetarian, but this one is just so good. I can't bring myself to try other things. And now I'm going to tell you what's in this, and you're going to think, no, I don't want to eat that. But it's so good. It is the best tofu I've ever had. Wow. So don't wrinkle your nose at the word tofu.
You're not a big tofu person.
I actually don't enjoy it.
So there you go.
It's a favorite crew stew, especially stew. It's seasonal veggies, pineapple tofu. Pineapple tofu. Did I say that? Pineapple tofu.
That sounds crazy.
It's a fried tofu. It's like flash fried, like a tempura batter. So good. In a house-made curry served with coconut rice. I would literally make myself sick on that if I could. It is the most amazing dish. It's definitely the most amazing plant-based dish in all the parks. You've had the others. You have the taste like chicken and the Thai noodles, right?
That's right.
So why don't you tell us about the taste like
chicken?
That's
right. So the taste like chicken, literally the name of this dish is, quote, taste like chicken, end quote, because it is. That's the name of this thing in the menu. It is a crispy fried chicken with jasmine rice with a chili glaze and seasonal veg. But this fried chicken, I don't know what they do to it, but it is the lightest yet crispiest fried chicken almost anywhere. I mean, this isn't like, Southern fried chicken.
Right.
I don't know what it's like. They bread it with panko. I know that's in there. but there's just something so light but very crispy. And this chili glaze, I could drink it straight. It was amazing. And the Thai noodles, it comes with tofu, but also is available with chicken. With seasonal veg, rice noodles, tossed in a spicy soy chili garlic sauce. If that doesn't get you going, I don't know what what else you need. And the note in the menu says, because it's the Perkins Thai noodles, this is a favorite of Pamelia Perkins, president of the Adventurers Club. There's little notes like that throughout the menu that are great.
Yeah, the menu's fantastic.
I've also had there's a dish on the menu called Sustainable Fish. Okay, so and the note is it's not piranha.
Yeah.
So the fish actually changes, and it's sourced sustainably. And when I had it, it was either branzino or mahi maybe. But it was delicious. It comes with a guava habanero sauce, which is just, it's my sweet and spicy spot all day.
Yeah, and I don't know if you can tell, but we eat appetizers and entrees when we go. And so we have never actually tried any of the desserts.
No.
I'm sure they are phenomenal. There's one called Panna Connie's Congo Lime Delight, which is a lime panna cotta with a mango lime sorbet, fresh fruit, and a Brazil nut cookie. I'm telling you, I don't think you could shove that down my throat after I eat that curried vegetable cruise stew. But I also imagine it's hard to turn down the kungaloosh, which is an African-inspired chocolate cake with a caramelized bananas and a cashew caramel ice cream topped with coffee dust.
Come on.
I mean, if you're going to shove something down my throat, make it the kungaloosh.
Yeah, because that's fun to order.
That's just fun to order. But I just have literally, my stomach's just not big enough.
No, we've never had enough space to order the dessert. But if we were going to, I'd go with the kungaloosh.
I'd go with the kungaloosh for sure. Yeah. Yes.
So there's really nothing else at the parks like what you get at Skipper Canteen for fun, because the wait staff is a good time.
Yeah.
Service, the environment is a good time.
Yeah.
The food is just very original, delightfully served, elegantly displayed. It feeds your eyes as well as your stomach.
Oh yeah.
Here's a pro tip though. Another sit down, really good restaurant at Magic Kingdom is Liberty Tree Tavern. Yeah. We love their meatless dishes there.
Yeah.
They serve a all you can eat sort of bring it to your table, roast beef and turkey and things like that. And they share a kitchen with Skipper Canteen.
Yep.
So if there's a veg or a side dish that they serve at Liberty Tree Tavern that you just love, and you know what, you compromised with the rest of your party by coming to Skipper Canteen because you wanted to go get that vegetable at Liberty Tree Tavern, ask your waiter if they can get it for you.
Right.
No guarantees, but they might. They share a kitchen. They might actually make it happen. It's been known to happen.
Yeah, but it's amazing. If you haven't been to Skipper Canteen, go.
Yeah.
Make it a must-do next time.
Yeah, there's so many places that people just say, I got to do Be Our Guest. I got to do Cindy's Table or Crystal Palace for the character dining. And I think that people just look past that fine dining in Adventureland. Don't skip it.
Don't miss it.
Do yourself
Absolutely.
a favor. Go do it.
Yes.
That's our review of Skipper Canteen. We hope you enjoyed it. We hope you'll try it.
Yes.
And what we really hope is that you will see this video on our website and on our YouTube channel, and you will listen to this on our podcast. And in one of those places, you will tell us what you thought about the Skipper Canteen.
Yes.
You can find our YouTube channel on YouTube. You can find us on Twitter and Instagram at scfadp.com. Or SCFADP is our handle.
Yep.
And you can find our website and podcast at scfadp.com.
That's right.
Thank you so much for joining us, and we will see you real soon.